Here's a sweet story that's bound to be passed down from generation to generation. It's about a family, their bakery, and a local bank who helped them continue to improve themselves and rise throughout the decades. Well, Michelle tells it best.
My name is Michelle Clasen. I'm the owner of Clasen's European Bakery in Middleton, Wisconsin. So 65 years ago, my uncle and my father came over from Germany as immigrants. It was shortly after the war, and there weren't a lot of jobs over there. And once they landed here in Middleton, they worked with their employer for a while, but because they were entrepreneurs, they had to have their own bakery. And they did that. They did that with the help of their local banker.
Not only did Michelle carry on her family's bakery, she also carried on their tradition of working with a local bank.
After about a year of working at the bakery, I think my entrepreneurship took over, and I thought, okay, I want to do more with this, so I had to meet a banker. So that's where the relationship with State Bank started.
And Michelle's found friendship with her new banker? Well, that would soon become the icing on the cake.
My name is Bridget Krieger, and I am a business relationship manager at the bank. So when Michelle and I met, I think part of the reason that we hit it off so well was because we're both strong women in business, and that sometimes that does make a difference. And we just connected right away. We sat down, I asked her what her frustrations were, what her needs were, and we just worked together to come up with a solution that can be done here at our bank locally.
I was only 25 when I took this place over and needed a lot of money to build the building. And, that was one thing my parents always did. They said, okay, here, this is what you have to do now with it. And they just led me through getting a commercial mortgage.
Certainly, I can help them with their financing needs. I can do loans for them. But it's more than that. It's a relationship that they can come to me for advice.
I really look up to Bridget a lot. I feel like she has my back on everything.
In both baking and banking, Michelle is passing all of her knowledge down to the next generation.
Right after school, my daughter moved to Austin, Texas, and started a business in confectionery. When I raised my kids, I think the missing connection, once some of them moved out of town, was the connection to a bank. And so I was able to talk to Bridget about getting my children, whether they were in this state or whether in a different state, some bank connections, so that they could get started with their business.
And she really was struggling with trying to work with the banks down there. And so Michelle just said, hey, could you maybe just talk to her, maybe give her some tips that could help her as she's dealing with these banks down in Texas? And we were actually able to do that loan for her.
So the third generation here in Middleton is my youngest child. My son Tony graduated from the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, and he joined the business here in Middleton. And when he did, it was one phone call to the State Bank at Cross Plains, and they set him up.
So one of the things I think with Michelle and her son Tony now coming into the business is generational planning, looking ahead on what that's going to look like for Michelle when she starts to maybe step out of the business as Tony takes over more.
And I explained to Tony as well, once he takes over the business, I said, you're going to need someone like the State Bank of Cross Plains. I said, because they're going to have to borrow money because you have to buy me out. Now he does have that relationship, which is in this community 3 generations deep, but with the State Bank 2 generations deep.
We don't want to share too many industry secrets, but offering personalized service to a smart, hardworking client is our bank's recipe for success. And sharing a delicious streusel between colleagues turned friends never hurts either.